Hello, Fishing Chronicles. We are back. I don't know if we're on episode 7, 12, 13, 15. I don't know. It's been a long process, but we are definitely making progress. As you can see, we finished the seating area. This has been carpeted for months, but we finally got everything mounted. We were able to replace the carpeting on the floor, going up on the sides. Got all of that wrapped up from the last time. We got this to go. And seats in, nice seat, swivels. Got these really sweet chrome handles. Probably going to put it maybe here or something. So the guy over here can hang on for dear life because we can go about 30, 35 miles an hour in this boat. I mean, it is one fast boat. LOL. Not really. But anyway, you still need some handrails and probably pop one there just so you can hang on if you were in rough water or whatever. We actually finished up gluing the carpet edges down all the way around and so on and so forth for this. We have both of the doors. They are actually going to be re-riveted this coming week. I got to run to my daughter's house today to do some electrical work for her. Opening day is tomorrow. Not going to make opening day, but hopefully next week we'll be out on Black Hills running and at least seeing how this is working out. The front of the boat pretty much is all done based on carpet, appearance, and everything. The next process that I have to do is pull this deck up, access all the electrical, wire the switches, complete all the wiring from the back of the boat to the front of the boat to the batteries, get all this stuff tied in, and then get the electronics mounted. I would say probably a good 40 hours of work still to go. So hopefully I'll get some time without any interruption over the weekend, even though I'm moving my daughter on Saturday. We'll see what we can do. We're going to get this boat in the water this spring. Now you see I've already moved from opening day to this spring. But in all honesty, Bassmasters Big Dogs, our first tournament is Lake Anna, March 16th. Have to be done on the 16th. And if I'm going to run with half or whatever I'm going to run with, I'm going to work it out to where this boat's in the water on the 16th. But appreciate y'all watching. If you haven't subscribed and you like all the chaos and the craziness that goes on this channel, it's full of laughs, nothing but laughs, because we do everything 2 and 3 times, unfortunately. Cindy will attest to that, right, Cindy? Well, it's better to laugh than cry, but we love what we do, and hopefully you love it too. So subscribe, hit the button, ring the bell, whatever you guys got to do. Until next time, Fishing Chronicles out. Coming live from Fishing Chronicles headquarters. Who's out there in the driveway? There's Watt. He's got his little toy he wants to play. But I will tell you one thing, we are getting close. So the front deck is coming off first thing tomorrow morning. That means the wiring is about ready to start. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of luck. Do it one time around. Get all the electronics wired up, the LED lighting, everything. I'm going to put in a new Perco nav socket for my YOLO stick. I don't know if you guys have seen the YOLO stick, but it comes with power adapters. So you can charge your GoPro or cell phone or whatever you might have. And it plugs right in to there. I'm going to put it right in front of the cockpit. Mount that in. We have a lot of work ahead of us. And I'm looking forward to it. A little disappointed we didn't get out today for opening day, but it was pretty windy. Temps were up, but the wind was cutting it pretty good. So haven't really heard from anybody that was out at Black Hills, but maybe they caught some, who knows. But we'll be back as soon as we know a little bit more and can show you something that we accomplished. Now the boat's coming off. Fishing Chronicles, guys and gals, 2023 fishing season. Opening day, Black Hills. You know, we didn't make it. We were close, but we didn't make it. Now we have a big tournament coming up at Lake Anna in Mineral, Virginia. Lake Anna, if anybody's familiar with that, it's about 3.5, 4 hours outside of Gaithersburg. That's where our first Big Dogs tournament is going to be for the 2023 season. I have a scheduled outing with a guide. Never used a guide before, but I'm going to have one at Lake Anna, and hopefully can put me onto some spots that are normally productive and get them locked in on the... I had a senior moment. I was trying to think of the word called waypoint. And a waypoint, as you all know, is a place on your fish finder or your chart, plotter, whatever you guys are using in your boats, that's going to take you to a specific spot. And I'm hoping to have multiple waypoints on the new equipment that we're going to put up onto the boat. Let's talk about accomplishments, because you know on Fishing Chronicles we do things 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, whatever, because we really don't either know what we're doing 100% or we have a concept of an accomplishment that we're trying to do, but we're just not exactly 100% sure how to make it applicable to the boat. So basically, to finish off this back deck took us quite a while. As you know, I was trying to put the back deck off because that took almost 4 days from start to finish, from stripping it down to getting all the doors done and everything. It actually took about a week and a half of time, but about 4 days worth of work. We were able to get the new seat mount installed on the back of the boat. Okay, so after we finished up the back deck, as you all know, when you're in a bass boat, you got a lot of bumping around and so on and so forth. And sitting this close to the edge of the boat, you could easily get tossed out of the boat. So you got a nice grip handrail here, another nice gripped handrail over here, nice stainless steel. Shouldn't go anywhere as long as you're holding on, but some people may or may not hold on. I think a lot of people are going to put their feet forward and all that other kind of stuff. But I put these in, and I think this worked out really well. We did the swivel base here for just comfortability, just in case if you wanted to fish from this seat, you could, instead of going to the back of the boat and sitting on the leaning seat, that most bass guys and gals may fish from. We were able to finish this seat here, which is permanently mounted. There's one storage container under here, one storage container under the driver's seat. As you all know, this front seat here folds forward, and below where I'm sitting is the battery charger. All of that is finished. What we have to get worked on now is the electric panel box that's going to go up under the bow, not the bow, but the cockpit of the command center where the captain sits. That's going to be me this year, Captain Joey. Captain Jimmy. Well, now I'm Captain Joey. I wonder how Captain Jimmy's going to think about that. He's probably going to say, "You got a lot to learn, son." But anyway, that's Captain Jimmy. So this, from here back, we're pretty much done, with the exception of the battery connections for the Ultrex, the upgraded number 4 copper line that we have to do. we have to switch the 8 conductor, which went up to the bow of the boat, and that was for the old motor guide trolling motor. So we're going to convert that to 100, or not 120, I'm thinking my electrical contracting, to 12 volts. But the Ultrex is going to be on 24 volts. But what we're going to do is take that number 8 wire that ran all the way from the back all the way to the front, and we're going to install another panel in the storage compartment in front of the wheelhouse, and that's where the networking box for Humminbird is going to go, along with the power supply, which is going to give the independent power controls to the Ultrex wireless heading sensor, as well as the live control that you need to have a power supply specifically for that. You have to have a power supply also for the 360 when it's running to be able to turn that on and off. Those are all independent from the control heads. You have to have independent controls for those devices. So on the back of the boat, what I did, as you know, bass boats are low in the back. You got a big motor that kind of takes up room, and you have to have a pole for your anchor light that is above this motor so you can get a full 360 degrees. What I actually did is I got one that's telescopic. So if I wanted it to be higher, and let's say I'm running or whatever, and I don't want it to be glaring in our eyes while we're fishing, I can always make this go up a little bit higher. I actually added a second anchor light, but it's more of a deck light. It's probably not U.S. Coast Guard approved because you're not supposed to have 2 lights, but I figured this would also give ambient lighting on the back deck for the co-angler on the boat. I know it's not navigationally correct, but do I do navigationally correct? No. But anyway, that's what I added this for. Plus, I like lights. I'm an electrical contractor. But I couldn't figure out what other type of a light that I might want to put here. So I got this adjustable. And then this, when it's mounted, is actually going to be able to stow when I put my cover on the boat. Now, in this compartment behind the captain's seat, if you zoom in, it's a old box that was for miscellaneous storage. It comes with a plastic container that sits down inside here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to store a deep cycle 12-volt battery in this area. A lot of guys, they'll carry a spare battery and maybe leave it on their deck or whatever. I figured, you know, I can give up this space just to have a backup battery, just in case if something goes wrong. I carry jumper cables as well, because I'm not 100% sure how this boat is going to react for a full day of fishing with all the graphs and all the stuff that I have lined up on the boat. I don't want to have to call Boat US and have myself towed or whatever because I have a battery failure issue. After we get out a couple of times, we're going to have an idea of what's what, but it's always good, you know, if you're on a battery-only lake or a place where you can't run your gas motor, to have some backup power source so you don't have to be towed. A lot of times I may, you know, carry an inverter with me or some type of a backup power supply as well, just in case. But after we get the boat out and we get it running a little bit, we'll have a much better idea. But I thought I would repurpose this, this storage area for a battery because it's almost a perfect size for a battery, and especially one of the big 31 series deep cycle battery that I got from Bass Pro Shop, and we'll show you that battery shortly. What we're looking at right now is the 31 series deep cycle battery from Bass Pro Shops. It has 210 reserve capacity, which I thought is a pretty good battery, pretty good backup spare power supply. What you're looking at there, I actually got some landscape lights from Home Depot that you would mount on a wall. And I put the one on the left corner, the small unit, and then I put the other one in the center of the center box to put some lighting down on the floor. As well, you can't see it from this angle, but under the cockpit, there is a light under there which will illuminate this area. And this is for nighttime fishing or early morning if you're trying to be able to see on the boat other than trying to utilize a flashlight or a headlight. This is the storage compartment on the left-hand side. As you can see up in the all the way in the back edge of the box, there is an adjustable light. This is a pretty cool light because you can move it depending on how you want to position the light. I just have it tilted down at about a 45-degree angle to just add some ambient light. In the center control, you don't see a light there, but just on the opposite side in the storage locker area, there is a light that will shine through that opening. Compartment to the right, you can see a mirrored image of the one that is on the left. If you come a little forward, that metal brace, under that metal brace is a light that's sitting up under there that's pointing at a 45-degree angle, which will illuminate the rod locker. And here we are on the bow on the right side of the storage compartment where we had to trim this piece of wood, if you remember, to fit all these storage doors back in. We ended up locating a lockable Perco, is the manufacturer, Perco, from the YOLO Tech line, from the YOLO stick. And this navigational plug works perfectly with the YOLO stick. It actually threads in to the threads that are inside here. So theoretically, you can leave this camera engaged while you're traveling down the lake, even if you hit some bumps and so on and so forth. The stick will not come out of this outlet because it threads in. So I think that's going to be very good. This is not going to be tied to the navigational lighting. It's going to be constant power, so we can constantly charge the GoPro camera without having to change the batteries as we're fishing during the day. And I think that'll be a great asset to have.